So in this EZDrummer 2 tutorial video, I'm going to show you everything you need to know about the tap to find feature. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, this is Toby and welcome to another EZDrummer 2 video tutorial. And like I told you, in this video tutorial we're going to take a closer look into the tap to find feature. So the reason why we do the tap to find feature now is because, I hope you followed the tutorial series, and if you did so, you possibly noticed that we now slightly start to go to more advanced topics. And, I want to prepare you for some very interesting videos about how you can actually, combine grooves from Toontrack to create entirely new grooves, save them in your own MIDI library, so you can use them for, future projects. So, you have to imagine that when you have a couple of thousand different drum grooves from Toontrack, imagine the infinite amount of possibilities that you have when you can combine the kick drum with the snare and the hi-hat from 3 different grooves, okay, to create something entirely new. And then on top of that, you can, manipulate this using the tap to find feature as well as the edit playstyle feature. So this is the reason why I'm going to show you both of them first, okay? So even though you use tap to find or edit playstyle a little bit, I highly recommend you to watch these tutorials because you're going to need this for the future ones, okay? So let's actually go to the screen. And here you can see that I've been opening EZDrummer 2 already, okay? So, you can see the tap to find feature is actually located in the search tab, and I was skipping the tap to find feature in my advanced search tutorial on purpose because this tutorial video was I think it was already 30 minutes long, almost 30 minutes, I think 27 minutes, and I didn't want to rush through the tap to find feature, okay, because I'm pretty sure that people usually have less and less time, and I think you possibly don't want to watch a 45 minutes video about the search tab, so I decided to make separate videos. So the tap to find feature is awesome because this allows you to record, to quick and dirty, make a recording of a drum groove you made up inside your head, and then EZDrummer is filtering your entire library to find beats that sound similar. Okay, so when you write a song, for example, or when you wrote a very nice melody using some, I don't know, maybe easy keys and easy bass and something like that, and you want to find something very specific, and when you have an idea of what kind of beat you want to use, you can just, use tap to find to quickly record it and get the results. Because if you remember the browser, you can use the browser when you just want to roughly hear what's inside your MIDI libraries, okay? But it's very, very hard to see all the different possibilities you have. So we made a video tutorial about the search tab. And the search tab is really, really powerful already because when you take a look or when you actually remember, you can filter by almost everything, okay? But we still have a problem that none of these options is really going to give us exactly the specific pattern of kick drums, snare, hi-hat, cymbals and everything. And with tap to find, you can do this. So let me show it to you. First, you just have to click on the tap to find button. There are actually more ways to use this, but let's start with this one, okay? So I'm going through all the different ways in this video, don't worry. So when you open it up, let me make it a little bit louder. Okay, you can hear that there's a metronome playing. Okay, so everything you have to do is you just have to type or to play the drums according to this beat. And the speed of this beat is going to be the same speed as your DAW as long as you have this follow host button enabled, okay? So if you remember this, the follow host button, I was explaining this I think in the second video of EZDrummer of this tutorial series. So the follow host button makes your sequencer that is inbuilt in EZDrummer follow your host. And when this button is activated, it will automatically take over the BPM that you've set in your DAW project, okay? So tap to find is going to be in the same speed. and then you can just record it. So let's quickly record a drum track. It doesn't really matter whether you use the mouse or use a MIDI keyboard, and even when you have an electronic drum kit, you know, it works the same way. And what's very cool about this one is you don't have to play all the instruments at once, because this is running in an overdub mode, which means that it's recording in a loop, and it's, you know, when you reach the end of the take, it starts to the start, it jumps to the start again, and, you know, makes a second recording. And you know, when you, for example, record the kick drum in the first part, and when it jumps back and starts over again, you can actually record the snare drum hits without removing the kick drum. So you can, you know, you can actually record the kick drum beat, and then you can record the snare drum beat, and, you know, this makes it really easy to record a drum beat even though you're not a real drummer. Okay, so let's actually try this. Okay, so I'm using my MIDI keyboard right now. Let me see if this is the snare. That was the rim shot. This is the snare. So you can see there is something recorded already. And if you want to get rid of this, everything you have to do is you have to click on the cross. And now it's gone. Okay. So I'm making this louder now because it's hard for me to hear. And I will turn it down later because it's very distracting when you hear the toms. The toms are being played, or the entire drum kit is being played when you recorded something, so it's hard for you to understand me. So let me just quickly do this, and then I'm turning down the volume again. Okay, so you were able to hear that my playing was very, very sloppy, but the very good thing about this feature is that EZDrummer is automatically quantizing your drums, which means that, you know, you can define a specific pattern in quarter notes or in, you know, in eighths notes, and then EZDrummer is actually aligning your beats on these, you know, on this grid, so to say. And this makes it, you know, this cleans up the timing even though you messed up the recording. So you can hear that I was recording the kick drum and the snare at once. You don't have to, you can record them separately, okay? And if you did a mistake, let's assume I messed up the snare. Like this. Okay? Everything you have to do is you don't have to delete all the recordings you made. You just can go to this little arrow underneath the cross, and then you can actually select clear snare. Okay, this is going to remove all the snare, and then you can start recording the snare again. So let's overdub. Okay, all right, that's pretty much it. So now you are actually done. Okay, if you like, you can overdub the hi-hat as well. So over here you can actually select whether it's a closed or an open hi-hat. So let's take the open hi-hat. That's it. We have a basic drum beat going on. Okay, and if this is what you were making up inside your mind, you can just click on show results. And then EZDrummer is going to filter your entire library, everything. So any tune track library from any expansion pack, from any MIDI drum pack you purchased, as well as third-party libraries and even your own library. And I'm going to show this, you know, how you can create your own library, your custom library using EZDrummer in the future tutorial video. And it's technically taking a look at all the different files, okay? And then it's going to give you a result list. And there is a new column that you haven't seen before, which is telling you basically a matching percentage, which means the higher the percentage displayed, you know, the more the beat from the result is, or the more similar this beat is actually to the recording you've made. Okay, so I got something inside my eye. Awesome. Yeah. So now, if you want to hear what you've been recorded, or what you had recorded inside Tap to Find, you can always go to this little area underneath the Tap to Find, because this is a MIDI drop zone. You can actually drop MIDI files in here to use it with Tap to Find. But if you recorded a beat yourself, this MIDI drop zone is going to be filled with the temporary MIDI file that you just recorded, okay? And if you want to listen to it, you can click to this little arrow here on the left side. Okay, this is just a quick recap what we've been recording, and now let's have a listen on the first result. Okay, and you can hear that it's a similar beat, but it's not 100% perfect. I mean, this is also the reason why it's only matching by 93%, which is not really a big problem. Something I want to highlight about this one is that you can see that above the tap to find feature, you now have an orange indicator telling you that this is enabled as a filter. So when you are using tap to find and you still have a lot of results, you can still filter by beat, and you can of course include the hidden filters that I was showing you in the previous tutorial video, like the instruments over here or the resolution. Okay, so you can still combine these and you're not losing what you've been entering into tap to find. Okay, you just have to make sure that you're not clicking this button over here, because this will also reset your tap to find. But you can rather just, click on these indicators to get rid of these filters you've been selected, and then you're going to see your original list, only filtering by what you've been entering into tap to find. Okay. So of course you don't have to add complete beats. And this is the reason why I'm showing this to you, because you can actually, like I told you, you can take a groove that you like. And let's say you took a very nice groove and you don't like the kick drum pattern, but you found a perfect kick drum pattern in another Toontrack MIDI file. But the reason is, let's say the other Toontrack MIDI file contains some cymbals and some snare playing that you don't like. So you would like to combine the first groove, except the kick drum, with only the kick drum from another groove. So what's really cool is this: when you are looking for a very specific pattern of just one instrument, everything you have to do is you go into tap to find. Okay, and you can actually remove everything. So let's remove the snare and let's remove the open hi-hat and just keep the kick drum. So if you are looking for a very specific kick drum pattern that you can use to copy it into another drum groove to create a completely new drum groove, you can only use it by this. So you can basically just enter one single instrument, and if you click on show results, it's going to give you beats that where at least the kick drum is matching. Okay, this is very cool because EZDrummer handles it in a very specific way. Let's explain it like this. So EZDrummer, when you don't include a specific instrument in your tap to find MIDI file or in your tap to find recording, then this is not going to be searched for and it's going to be ignored, which means that when you only search by a kick drum, the results can have a very, very crazy beat on the hi-hat combined with the cymbals and the crashes and the ride. Okay, and it's still matching. So technically EZDrummer is not matching all the instruments, but it's matching only the instruments that you've been playing inside tap to find. And this is very important for the reasons I told you, because when you look for a very specific kick drum beat that was played by a real drummer, I mean, all the MIDI files from Toontrack are played by professional drummers. And before you start recording your songs with your MIDI keyboard, you possibly rather take a real recording from a real drummer because it sounds, more realistic. Okay. And thanks to tap to find working exactly this way, ignoring instruments that you didn't use when you were using this feature. Okay. If this makes sense. It allows you to look for a very specific instrument beat and only for this instrument beat. And then you can actually take a look at these results. You can copy the MIDI and you can paste it somewhere else. Okay, so let me quickly show this to you. Just as a little teaser for the upcoming tutorials. So let's assume you have a beat over here. Okay, and you don't like the kick drum pattern of this beat. Let's have a listen how it sounds like. Okay, so you think, well, there's too much of a kick drum going on over here. So what you can do now is you take the first beat, because here the kick drum is matching better. Okay, we copy it, you go down here, and first of all, what you can do is you can right click the beat you want to edit. And then here, there is a menu that's showing you actually new notes that you can remove. Okay, so it says remove notes, obviously, and there you can say you want to remove the kick, snare, toms, hi-hat, whatever. So this allows you to remove just one of the instruments. Everything else of this groove you added to your sequencer will stay the same. Okay, so technically we can now remove the kick drum. And since we copied the groove where we want to have the kick drum from, okay, we have it copied already, you can right click the groove where you want to insert the kick drum, and then you go over to paste, and you can see that a new menu is opening up, and you can either paste all, which will replace this groove with the one you copied, but we don't want this. Okay, we just want to paste the kick drum, so let's select only the kick. And now we pasted the kick drum from this matching groove to the less matching groove. Okay, and by this we created an entirely new groove using samples from a real drummer. Okay, and this is a groove that doesn't exist this way in the EZDrummer 2 library, and you of course can save this as your own MIDI file, which is great. So let's have a listen how it sounds with the new kick drum. You hear? So this faster kick drum part is now gone. Okay, and you have a completely new groove, and this is the reason why I want to show you Tap to Find. So I almost showed you everything you need to know about Tap to Find, except when you open it up, okay, there are still a couple of buttons. So of course you can use the claps on the right side, or I don't even know the English names. What is this called? Maracas? No, it's not the maracas, but you know, you can use this additional percussion. Let's say it like this. So I accidentally added it, so let's remove it. Shaker pad. It's called shaker pad. Okay. So maybe you noticed the tempo knob on the left side, and technically this is not adjusting the tempo when using this beat. This is only adjusting the tempo for recording. So let's assume, before we use this, let's assume you have to record a very technical beat. For example, when you write a metal song and you want to find a specific beat that fits to the palm mutes of your electric guitar. You know, the reason is, let me show it to you what I mean. Let's click on the X. Okay, so, and now please take note that I'm going to change the quantize options to quarter notes. Okay, so this means that the beat is going to be forced inside a quarter note beat. So no matter what I'm going to play, it's going to, you know, quantize it into a quarter note. And you can actually see what I mean when you take a closer look. Okay, can you see what happened to my original beat? How it was looking before and how it has been quantized? So in case this is happening to you, everything you have to do is you have to turn up the quantize function. And did you notice that when I was changing the quantize options to 8th notes, it restored my original beat. So I don't had to, you know, I didn't have to delete it and record it again, because the original recording is still there. Okay. So in case this is happening to you, that the quantize grid is too small, you can adjust it and make it larger. The problem is when you make it very large. Let's actually change it to, you know, 32nd notes. You can hear that, you know, you can hear my sloppy playing because the quantizing grid is not fine, is actually too fine, you know, the resolution. Okay, so when you have to record something very technical where you need a very large quantize grid, okay, or a very, very fine quantize grid, let's say you have to record something using 32nd notes, then you can use the tempo button to turn it down and play it back at 50% speed. This allows you to play more accurately, even though you maybe have a bad timing. Okay, and this is not influencing the results. So when I'm looking for this beat and look for my results, the results are still going to be played back in 120 BPM, since this is my DAW speed. So when you take a look into tap to find and you use the tempo to slow it down, it's really just for your convenience to make it easier recording drum tracks when you are looking for something very specific. Okay, so let's turn it up to 50% again. Alright, and let's remove our beat. Remove, like this. Okay, so, of course, this is something that doesn't really make a lot of sense at this stage, but you can also drag and drop specific beats over here, okay? And you can search them using tap to find. So you can just use any beat you have over here, or for example, when you've been using the song creator. Let's use the song creator, okay? Let's analyze this one, use the song creator. And then you have a specific file. Let's say you have some bridges here, and with this file you can actually see that the song creator only found 2 bridges that kind of fit to this specific beat. So what you can do is you can just drag and drop it over here into the MIDI drop zone underneath the tap to find feature, or you can do a right click and you can say either search with tags, because then EZDrummer is going to take a look, you know. Let's actually do this, it's easier than explaining it. When you say search with tags, EZDrummer is going to show you all the tags that belong to this particular file and mark them as a filter. But as you can see, we only have one result, basic jazz, okay? So let's get rid of this filter. What you can do instead is you can also right click and say search with tap to find, which is exactly the same as when you drag and drop this file into the MIDI drop zone. And when you do this, you again can see that you have similar files. So, and this is also very cool to use, because as you can see, Song Creator was just giving us 2 suggestions, but by sending these files to tap to find, EZDrummer is still giving you at least a list of the most similar sounding ones. Okay, so let's have a listen. Let's make it louder because it's jazzy, it's quiet. Okay. Second one. I mean, this one is matching by 100% because this is obviously the beat we've been using in tap to find. And this is possibly going to be bridge 1. No, it's not even the exact same beat. So anyway, before we lose too much time, I wanted to show you that you can actually drag and drop MIDI files from anywhere inside EZDrummer into the tap to find feature or into the tap to find MIDI drop zone to get more suggestions. So like you saw, when you use the song creator and you do not have enough suggestions by EZDrummer, you can still use the filters to search something manually or use the tap to find MIDI. Okay, so I hope this is giving you some kind of idea how powerful tap to find actually is. And once we reach the tutorial videos where we are going to record or mix our own beats, okay, you really will love tap to find as well as edit playstyle. I'm promising it to you. Okay, this was everything I had to say about the tap to find feature for now, because there are a lot of nice things we can use this for in the future. Okay, so if you want to see more of these tutorial videos, you can always subscribe to my channel, because I'm going to make a lot more videos about EZDrummer too. And yeah, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to write me a comment in the comment section below. I'm happy to answer these as well. And if you find this video useful, you can always give me a like. Okay, that's it. So hopefully see you in the next video. Bye bye.